Hey guys, this is Josh Copeland, and you are watching another episode of The Wind Down. Alright guys, so here we are on another episode of The Wind Down. If this is your first time being here, welcome. So I only have a couple of rules here. I just want you to kick it with me, drink some wine. Because listen, every time I turn around, all I hear about entrepreneurship is to grind for 26 hours a day. But no one ever wants to talk about the yin to the yang. You know, the part where you kind of just chill and relax. You know, and that's kind of what this is about. This is an episode, or this is a show to kind of just relax, chill after a long week of crushing it, dominating your mission and purpose in life, and doing what it takes to get done. Closing clients, getting projects done, everything. All of that, you just kind of chill. And what I want you to do is I want you to kind of reflect on how you're going to dominate the next week, and so on and so on and so on. But in order to do that, you need to just kind of take it easy, chill, and relax. So on this episode, on the wind down, all you do is grab a glass. I actually have a glass for you right here. I'm going to pour you some, and we're going to just chill and kick it. So I'm going to be showing you guys all sorts of different types of wines, and every episode I'm going to have a different wine. It might be for the same brand, but mostly it's gonna be different. And so I picked up this one. This one's called the Acclaimed from Costco. I was actually thinking about you when I got this. Honestly, I just got the bottle because it looked pretty. But then when I looked on this app called Vivino, highly recommend if you're trying to find wines that are really good. And it turns out, not only did it get a 3.8 out of 5 stars, which is really, really good for a wine, but it's actually one of the top 7% wines in the world. It's a little on the bold side and it's kind of dry. If you like the dry wines, it definitely is something that you want to try. But if you're into a more of acidic wine and you like oaks and vanilla and Coca-Cola, this is on the wine app, by the way. I'm not just making this up. This is definitely something that you're going to want to try. And obviously, if you haven't tried this wine before, then it's always good to try new things. That being said, and I'll have you know, I finally figured out how to use this thing, right? So in the first couple of episodes, I was kind of bumming it. But you know what? All candid, right? Because we're just kicking it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to use one of these wine things to get this out the way. Normally, I'm a little more old school. I like to go use the cork, but again, we're trying new things and we're just relaxing, chilling. You guys don't have anywhere else to go, right? So you might as well just kick it with your boy. Then we put this here. And what kind of host would I be if I didn't pour my guest the first glass? This is for you, and this one is for me. Check out the legs on this thing. I definitely smell the oaks and cherry. Now that we've got that out the way, how was your day? Hope you had an amazing week so far. Hope you're crushing it. Hope you're killing all your projects. I know I am. And I gotta say, one of the reasons why I'm achieving so much success is not because just my raw tenacity and desire to be great and all that other good stuff. I mean, all that is good too. But the truth is, you're never gonna get anywhere unless you have a secret weapon, somebody in your corner. I'm talking about a mentor. And I owe pretty much all of my success to having a solid mentor. Actually having a bunch of different mentors in my life that kind of helped me push me on this journey. When I first started writing copy, I just picked up a book. In the last couple of episodes, I was explaining how I discovered copywriting online after reading a Drake magazine story. And I know I was kind of bouncing all over the place, but this time I'm going to actually talk to you a little bit deeper on how I found my first couple of mentors and how they helped me get better at my craft and get me to a point where I can start achieving results for clients and, so on and so forth. So literally that day, after I finished reading the Drake article, I had to go to work, right? I didn't want to go to work because my job sucked. But there were these two guys that would always come in Applebee's, and they were called campers, right? Because all they would just, if anybody who works in the restaurant industry, you guys know what I'm talking about. The people that just sit at the table forever and ever and ever, holding up the table so you can't sit nobody else, which means less tips for you. It sucks, right? But these guys, they would always sit there and they'd always do a ton of work. They would always be lapping on their laptops. They'd always be working on their laptops. This wine is good. I told you, man. I'm gonna drink it again. So, where was I? Yes, these guys camping. They'd always be sitting on their tables, and they would always be working on what? I don't know. I don't have no idea what they were working on. At least not until I walked up one day. I didn't mean to, but I ended up looking over their shoulder and I saw they were working on a money-making website. Now, I had just discovered copywriting, and in the article that I read, they talked about making money online with money-making websites. That you could actually create websites that generate money from unknown people all over the internet. And the first thing I did, being a newcomer to this copywriting realm, was I got excited and I was like, hey, guys, check this out. I just discovered what copywriting is, and I want to be a copywriter, and I think that I can help you, and blah, 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 blah. Having no clue what I was talking about. I just knew I was excited. It's pretty funny, right? So they're looking at me like I'm a cute puppy dog, and they're just like, oh, that's really cool. That's nice. Yeah, copywriting. Yeah, that's cool. What is it again? But they knew exactly what it was. They knew what copywriting was, and they were just trying to see if I knew what copywriting was. I didn't know that. So who were these guys? One guy, his name was Holger. He was this German brilliant prodigy who was creating all sorts of search engines online. And then he had, there was Jan, who was probably the most lovable guy of all time. He was the project manager, and he assisted Holger in creating these crazy money-making websites. Shout out to Holger and Jan, you guys are legends. Hopefully I'll have you guys sip them out with me on the show one of these days. Anyway, as I proceed. How is your wine, by the way? Because my wine is freaking delicious. So, I tell them about my discovery of copywriting, and they're like, oh, this guy knows what copywriting is. A couple of days later, they come in as they normally do, and they're like, hey, you're the one who likes copywriting, right? And I'm like, yes, I'm the only black guy here. And they were like, oh, meet us at Panera Bread, because I was at Applebee's and Panera Bread was right by. Meet us at Panera Bread and we'll discuss with you how we can help you with your copywriting skills. And so, me being super excited, I went over and I met up with them at Panera Bread. And then they were discussing how they were going to help me. Now, they said, we can't pay you, but we know exactly how copywriting works and how we can use this. And if you work with us, we will show you how to write copy in a way that's going to generate results. And as a result, we will then give you a percentage of the sales that we generate. I said, yes, that sounds dope. If I can make money doing what it is that I actually love to do, I'm super down. So the first assignment they had me do was write a native ad, which was basically an article that read like an article, but was actually was an ad disguised as an ad. I wrote my first article, super duper excited, and the first thing they told me was, "This freaking sucks. Do it again." I had never been told that my writing sucked. I mean, I had won contests since I was in 5th grade. I would ace all of my essays and writing scores and everything like that. And so for them to tell me that it sucked it was a huge blow to my ego. And it didn't help that I was super sensitive when I was like 18, 19. But what I didn't realize at the time was that copywriting and academic writing were two different things. In fact, copywriting is engaging and academic writing is boring half the time. So, me being a guy that doesn't give up easily, I decided to write another draft, which also sucked. And then another draft, which also sucked. And I kept writing these drafts until they sucked. And man, these guys they say they were trying to be nice, but they were harsh, man. They were like, this sucks, do it again, do it again, do it again. And then one day Jan was like, hey, you know what? This isn't really working out. We don't think that you're giving it 100% of your efforts, and we don't think you have what it takes. And I got so angry because who the heck do these guys think they are? I'll show you, and this is exactly what I told them. I was like, first of all, you have no idea how hard I like on this emotional tangent, venting, and this and that. And let me tell you something. Here's why I deserve to be a copywriter. 1, I work hard. 2, I read the book that you gave me. 3, I practice it. 4, blah, 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 blah. Not realizing that I was actually writing an ad out of my emotions. And this is why you should do it. So, do me a favor. Give me another draft. Give me another chance, and I will make it work. All sassy and stuff, right? What I didn't realize is I was literally doing exactly what they wanted to do. And that's when I realized the big thing about copywriting is that copywriting is full of emotion. It's about striking the emotional chords of your prospects and your audience. And they did it with me. They're not even copywriters per se, but they knew exactly how copywriting worked. And as a result, I ended up writing a really good piece of copy. And they were like, okay, now we can use this. So from there, I was like, oh, okay, you guys are testing me. So I used what I learned from that moment and I applied. And I wrote my very first advertorial, which then got okay, cool, from Holger, who I call my German sensei because he's so strict. He was like, you guys know that Kung Fu Master in Kill Bill, where Beatrix Kiddo, Uma Thurman's character, she's just getting beat up. Well, that was this guy, but for writing purposes. And he'll watch this video and he'll swear up and down he was being nice to me. He wasn't. You weren't being nice to me, Holger. Okay? You come on my show and we're discussing over wine. You will let me know. You let everybody know that you weren't being nice. But anyway, I digress. Long story short, though, guys. Okay. If I didn't have a mentor to show or let me know when I was doing what I was doing wrong, what I was doing right, I would have never known how bad I was, and therefore never would have learned how good I was. I would eventually get my first client again from them that they referred me to, and it was free. I wrote my first sales letter about a Google slapdown ad to keep people on the first page of Google, and the client loved it. Don't know if she tested it or anything, but they absolutely loved it. And it was one of my first experiences where I experienced joy from a client. So anyway, have you experienced working with a mentor? And if so, how was it? Let me know in the comments. That's all I have for you today as far as mentors go. And I've had plenty of mentors. So as the episode progresses, I'm going to be sharing a lot more stories with the likes of Jason Capital and all these other amazing mentors that I've mentored. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and finish this acclaimed wine. So I hope you guys enjoy your glass, and I will see you next time on The Wine Down. Hey guys, this is Josh here. If you liked the video you just saw, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be going over more entrepreneur stories that I have. I'm going to have some amazing fellow entrepreneurs on the shows and the episodes coming ahead, and more importantly, we're going to be discussing a lot more delicious wine. Also, if you have any other topics that you want to discuss, feel free to put them in the comments. And if you have an entrepreneur that you want to see on the show to sip wine with, go ahead and include them in the comments too. Until then, cheers.